Good morning, welcome to Morning Review. This is Kim speaking on Friday the 13th of January. So looking at the euro dollar first, and well, yesterday we ended up putting the shooting star in on the daily bars there. However, through the Asian session we've already started recovering from that, the retracement there. Now, just looking at the 4-hourly gives a slightly better clue maybe to where we are here, and I was just looking in terms of what we're doing, and if you put the trend line over, there was a sort of a resistance. There's quite a few resistance points around here, but if you're looking across here to the left slightly, and then you pop that where the bodies of the candles closed, and you'll see that's turned out to be the current support area. So there is potential that we could push on towards back into yesterday's highs at this point. Now, 60 minutes not giving me a massively different case to this at the moment. We've closed back above, or moving back above, the 60.21. And as I say, at this stage, it looks like we could be pushing on maybe towards the R1 and beyond into yesterday's highs. But saying that, the R1 itself may provide some resistance as it sits with the tops of the bodies of those candles. So that's where we sit at the moment, and it's erring slightly towards the upside. Now, as ever, look at potential downside breakdowns, etc. And if it starts selling off, well, there is a bit of a trend here. It's probably easier to see in shorter time frames. If I bring this down to a 15-minute chart, for example, it may be a little bit clearer in terms of the potential. Actually, it's not too bad there. There is a steeper one with the 15-minute 8, for example, but and that may give us a bit more of a start to any short positions. But at the moment, it's, well, has put it, I mean, I'm just looking back at the 30 minutes here, and it's put a slightly lower high in, but on the hourlies, well, it's done the same actually. It's put a lower high in yesterday afternoon there at 3 o'clock. As I say, though, it may have just been working that off with this curl that we're seeing at the moment. Okay, so potential continuation on the bullish side. Any break of this trend would see me change tact. The pound, well, again, shooting star yesterday, quite a big one, inside 21, sold off, closed at the lows there. More bearish than the euro from that perspective, and we're still under a lot of resistance here, so the pound's got a harder task ahead of it. Just looking at the 60-minute point of view from the intermediate time frame, again it put the lower high in yesterday, sold off again, put a secondary lower high in there, and sold throughout there. Now it has got its daily pivot above us, lots of resistance on the way up to that, however. We just need to watch, but those points, obviously first touch of moving average, often critical, but often stops price action. But if this can build up any momentum through the European session here, we could, as I say, easily see a daily pivot and maybe beyond pushed up. We really need to watch the euro a little bit for that. If on the other hand we start seeing some selling, there's a very easy line in the sand here and below us there, so we'll become bearish below that point. Dollar yen sold off, just air kissed both the S1 and daily 50 there. I was hoping it was going to come down a little bit, monthly S1 rather, and daily 50. I was hoping it was going to come off a little bit further. It does look like to be some strength in this downward move. Funny enough, I'd put the MACD here and just looking at the strength of this, and it does look like there's still potential strength in this, and say more downside certainly possible. And it's come down to the 60-minute picture, and again we did the inverse of the euro, effectively higher low here. That was confirmed, but really looking this morning, if it starts breaking through the 21 here, it's really confirming the move and could be on at least down towards the daily S1. Yesterday's lows would be a sort of starting point. Okay, that's pretty much it. Aussie dollar. much more a stronger close up yesterday, and already pushing back up, almost ball flaggy sort of pattern on the 4 hourlies here. Got to wonder how much of this, well, it's consolidating here. If we're going to lose the momentum altogether, it starts pushing up. There could be divergences in the momentum. It's exceeded a little bit of what I expected with the Aussie dollar, as it had been sitting there weak, but it's, as I say, at the moment it's already hit the daily pivot. It's almost a breakout the opposite way I'm looking at here. Yes, if it gets below the daily pivot, it would be a sign that it's failing, but or confirmed sign that it could be failing. We'll be putting a lower high in potentially, but if it starts breaking up through this trend line, well, yesterday's highs and, well, the R1 would certainly be sort of targets to be looking for. Okay, finally, Canadian dollar. Quite again a significant retrace. So pretty much like many of the currencies, we saw the dollar strengthen towards the end of the session there, and it's quite bitty where it sits at the moment. I'm just looking. 60-minute may give us a bit more of a clue. It did come off without much of a retracement yesterday. We've got an untouched daily pivot below at the moment, and we missed it yesterday. Well, you can miss it twice in a row, but I wouldn't be too surprised if we see a sell-off to this area. If it starts breaking beyond the daily pivot, and then I'd become bearish and would probably again be looking down towards the S1, if not yesterday's lows a little bit further there. However, if it can't manage that and it starts breaking back above this 50, a close above the 50, I'd be looking towards the upside there, R1 towards the daily 200. Okay, so news-wise today, we've got Fed Chair Yellen speaking at 12 o'clock. Now, she is actually addressing a group of educators, but she is taking questions, I believe, and there could be some volatility around 12 o'clock. Now, she's already done some of this event, and it's probably less volatile than people expected, but I say, for goodness, she's already spoken. I'll take that back. That's 12 a.m. and not p.m. She's already spoken, so that's over. So what she's done has already been seen. Forget that. Right, okay, moving on to the rest of the day then, and we've got the core retail sales out at 1:30 p.m. Right, good. Get the PMs and the M's mixed up there for a moment. So with her speech out, well, she's not done too much on and answered that many questions in that case. I've just realized that's the 12 a.m. one, which has already been done. So no change there. So it's down to really retail sales at 1:30. It can be a bit of a funny old one, the retail sales, but we'll see. So for now, just looking at the technicals. Have a great day. Bye for now.